It's Jerome Corsi. I'm here.
Hey, Dr. Corsi.
Dr. Corsi.
I see we've got a bunch of new Q posts.
Yeah, it's been fun. We've been going through them. We're actually up to 1004 now.
Good evening, Dr. Corsi.
Good evening. Let's see if we can get the live chat link. I'll post it. I was about ready to go to sleep. I looked up and said, no, look at all these posts.
Posted there for you, Doctor.
Okay, hold on.
You need some hot water and lemon, Doc?
Oh, probably. I'm not know how long I'll make it tonight. I'm tired. Long day again.
Well, thank you for coming and thinking of us, Doc.
Well, looks pretty compelling. And you're welcome. I mean, I'm delighted to be here, and thank you for you all being here.
Well, it's been fun. It's kind of momentous. We're at 1,000, over 1,000 posts now from Q. I think it's kind of substantial in and of itself.
It is. It's a milestone.
And oh, are they some doozies.
I see that. I guess we're going to be talking about the Pope again tonight.
Yeah, looks like it.
Yep.
All right. Looks like sound is back.
Sound is back.
Live.
Yep, I just hopped on and fixed it. We're good to go.
Cool, thanks,
Okay,
Pam.
and,
Appreciate it, Pam.
Yeah, no problem.
okay, so I'm here, Jerome Corsi, and we've got the sound back. Looks like it's all ready to go. And my voice is kind of going again. Probably hear it. But let's take a look at the new ones we've got. Okay, let's see here. We started out tonight with 995, which is this future proves the past several today. One day. I mean, there were a bunch today. I mean, the military to the border, it just went on and on. I mean, the fact that Mueller today said that basically Trump is not a criminal target, although he's still under investigation, whatever that means. And Manafort was in court today challenging whether or not Mueller exceeded his authority as special prosecutor. And it looks like Rosenstein filed late an extension of the authority and may have gotten caught on that. It was certainly being discussed on Hannity tonight. And then keep watching the news for April. MOAB, Moab is usually the mother of all bombs, that big bunker buster bomb. I mean, it sounds pretty much like, this whole issue of the border and Rosenstein, the special prosecutor, all this is going to be, in April, is all going to blow up, and to the detriment of the deep state. Everybody kind of agree with any other interpretations of that?
Mother of all bombshells.
Yep, and MOAB.
There's a secondary meaning behind that, possibly not the main one, I don't think. And that would be Moab, Utah. Remember, Utah has been in the news quite a bit lately.
Yes, of course.
I don't think it's our major focus, but I do think that might be a side issue that might have some, some meat to it.
Right. I mean, well, Moab is the mother of all bombs. And there is a Moab, Utah. I actually think I got a parking ticket there. I got a speeding ticket there about 40 years
Dr.
ago.
Corsi, speeding. Ooh.
Yeah, that was about 40 years ago.
I think I was baptized there.
A lot of people rolled their 4x4s there.
Moab,
No, I was in
Utah.
Moroni.
Moroni. Moab, Utah. All right. Well, let's. I mean, I think let's continue. The next few are pretty interesting too. I mean, this coincidence. He repeats the Moab, and it's coincidence and other mainstream media narrative change upon the release of the damaging news. I mean, the media change was suddenly all of a sudden this invasion became just, a few from Central America who wanted to establish the need for asylum on behalf of all these others. I mean, the media changed the narrative on who this invasion was as soon as Trump was going to send the military to the border. And people are waking up. Now, let's trace the background of the shooter. Focus on father, 20 years. Do we know anything about this woman who was the shooter in the YouTube incident?
I don't think we know anything yet, Dr. Corsi.
I have a little bit of sauce on that. Hold on just a moment. Let me get it up.
I'm wondering if that's going to be, if this is a reference to the shooter today.
We were questioning that ourselves.
I think it's more related to the Parkland issue.
Yeah, we connected to the Parkland. Yeah.
Well, it could well be. Let's not go deeply into that, or YouTube is going to be all out of sorts. P equals Pope. Pope having a terrible May. Those who backed him will be pushed into the light, dark to light, truth. Well, of course, this Pope is so extremely controversial in terms of who backed him and how he came to be into power. And whether it was, the dark forces in the Vatican that want to continue to allow the whole leftist deconstruction of the Catholic Church, along with pedophilia continuing and socialism entering, and whether Francis was picked for those purposes. The next one about the Pope being in a terrible May and connected to the Rothschilds. And then Q says the chair serves the master. Who is the master? P equals C. Who is C?
Well, I said P equals C. Pope equals the C, which is the chair, but the chair serves the master. Who's the master?
Well, the master is probably Satan at the moment.
Agreed.
And, this is the problem that all true Catholics would, including myself, renounce Satan. And it's becoming increasingly difficult to be a Catholic with this corruption in the church. And I'm continuing to think we're living through the third secret of Panama, which is the corruption of the church, ultimately near destroying the church. Which I think
the great falling away, sir.
Yes. And since Vatican II, it's been a constant leftist attack on the Articles of Faith. And Pope Francis, while he came in initially, was going to be, the Argentinian and not European or German, not a whole new focus on the church, appears to have brought forward the same kind of corruption, done nothing with the fundamental pedophilia issue, and done nothing to really uproot and eliminate what I think is increasingly satanic influence within the heart of the Catholic Church. And I hate to say that. But
Got the name of the shooter when you get a second.
Go ahead.
Name of the shooter is Faiza, F-A-I-Z-A, Al-L-U-L-O-O-M-E-N-I. Faiza Al-Lumini.
That's a woman, right? A Muslim woman?
Correct. And she says YouTube will pay for demonetizing her.
So it was not an angry lover, it was an angry customer who got demonetized.
Evidently, that's what they're saying. But then the news reports were saying there was 37 casualties, and then by the time everybody got all done with it, there were 4 people wounded, and she killed herself, and that was the end of it.
I'm glad you, Dr. Corsi, you didn't react that way when you got demonetized.
Right. Yes, that would not have been my style, I don't believe. I mean, but it indicates again how the mainstream media doesn't want the narrative. The shooter is a Muslim woman who was aggrieved because she was demonetized, censored. That's not a narrative the left wants.
It doesn't fit the religion of peace narrative.
And she evidently shot her boyfriend too, right?
Yeah, but he's not dead yet.
Yet.
I think it's.
I don't know how badly he was wounded.
Who did she kill? The women that he was flirting with, other than her?
Could very well be.
I don't think there's been any other fatalities except for her, if I'm not mistaken.
That was the reading I got off of it too. By the time it got done, they weren't claiming any fatalities. They were saying originally that 37 people were being treated in the parking lot, and then all of a sudden it was down to 4, and then it was only her that was dead.
That's the impression that I got as well. Only the shooter was killed and the rest were only injured. But one is in critical, one is in
Serious.
and the other one was stable and fair.
There were these reports of her putting, 10 shots in certain women, and that was listening afterwards to the immediate, participant or eyewitness reports, which are usually pretty inaccurate. At any rate, so this is a Muslim shooting, and a woman who's aggrieved, I guess, over her boyfriend, and her account was not monetized.
There's a Facebook picture of her right there.
In the Discord?
Yes.
Oh,
That's
my.
her with the guns?
And the big fur coat.
Well, this is not going to fit into the left's narrative. They're not going to be able to do anything with this.
They'll try. They're going to use it against guns. You know they will.
No, they'll drop this one. This one will just get dropped.
She has
This
a
one's-
suppressor, which requires extensive background check.
You guys,
Roseanne made her do it.
pardon me?
MSN narrative. Roseanne made her do it.
Roseanne made her do it. Oh, no.
Is that real or is that a joke?
It's got to be a joke.
Joke.
No, but
Okay,
they'll
let's
try to
keep
make it.
going. Let's keep going. The chair serves the master. Who's the master? Satan. P equals the chair. Why is Epstein spending $29 million to bury the tunnels underneath his temple on Epstein Island? That's, by the way, is temple is another typographical problem. Phones were allowed in. These people are stupid. Well, I mean, this Epstein Island has evidently a temple in the middle of it, and then it's got all these underground tunnels connecting residences into the temple. I mean, who knows? I've just been reading superficially about it, but I think if people were using their cell phones, there's going to be all kinds of GPS reports from all over that island as to who is where. And Q says H. Well, is H Hillary?
It appears to be, Doc, if you go into the next post shortly.
Okay, well, where do the roads lead? Each prince is associated with the cardinal direction, north, south, east, and west. Sacrifice, collect, classified 1, classified 2, tunnels table 29, and the various rooms, HRC.
What does the D mean?
D room.
I think they're death rooms.
Dr. Corsi, I have a question for you.
They could have been doing snuff videos on this. Yes, go ahead, please.
6 years ago, I was traveling through Europe with my daughter.
Right?
And my daughter's curious like I am. She found an open door, a secret door in a Catholic church.
Okay.
What does a red sun symbolize? And why would there be channels carved in a granite tabletop with golden chalices underneath each end? Is there some reference there that I'm missing?
No, I mean, not that I know of.
I'll post the sauce. It's an unusual set of pictures. I'm sure you'll agree.
Yes, let's take a look at them.
It'll take me a few minutes. I gotta go over to my tablet. So give me a few and I'll put it in the middle.
This whole Epstein Island thing, if that's going to come up now, that's going to be part of the news cycle. This is going to be another big deal. And then the Anonymous is posting if Satanists took over the Vatican, and symbolism would be their downfall, money, power, influence, the bite that has no cure, NSA.
The Satanists have had the Vatican since the beginning.
Well, I mean, since the beginning, the Vatican's had a very, the history of the popes has not been particularly pretty. And for Catholics, Christ did not say it would be. He just said that this is, this is Peter is the rock upon which he's going to build his church. And nobody would put it asunder. Despite all the corruption and everything else, Christ was saying it'll persist. Now, the third secret of Fatima was all the corruption caused these arrows and attacks to fatally wound the Pope as he was ascending a mountain towards a crucifix, a giant crucifix. And I'm not even sure that's the whole secret. But the Pope also said there was no hell, and that was, I think, the second secret, of Fatima. Fatima was that there was heaven, there was hell, and the children supposedly saw hell. And for the Pope to say there's no hell, Pat Buchanan, I think, properly asked, well, then, what was the whole purpose of Christ dying on the cross? This Pope threatens to undermine the entire theological foundations of Catholicism. And that's to somebody like, me, raised a Catholic and wanting not to have to abandon the faith as a Catholic, becomes increasingly disturbing and difficult. But then again, I've always said my salvation was not in the Catholic Church. It was in Jesus Christ as my personal Savior. And I've always said that.
Amen. And Doc, there was something that came up earlier about there possibly being currently kind of an underground push to impeach Pope Francis.
Well, that may be too. But, again, the Vatican is now so controlled by this pedophile, corrupt faction with the money in the Vatican Bank and the determination to change the liturgy into this unrecognizable singing, dancing festival. It's corrupted the liturgy for someone born like me into the Latin Mass, the Latin liturgy of the Catholic Church. This is so far a deterioration that it's unrecognizable and dominated by a corruption that is intolerable, that is similar to the corruption that we're seeing in Epstein Island. and the Clintons being part of with their pedophilia. And this again is, if this is part of what's being exposed right now, if this is coming up right now with Q, we may be in for another round of this being exposed. And clearly, I mean, Bill Cosby's back on trial. These issues are back in the news. If Donald Trump may have had his sexual indiscretions, but between the Clintons, what they were engaged in was so far bizarre, and I believe deeply into this pedophilia and probably Satanism, that it's a whole different dimension. Now, if the Pope's going to be having a terrible May, and those who are backed him are going to be pushed into the light, this little cabal that advanced Pope Francis to replace Pope Benedict, who is very much of a traditional theologian. I don't know whether he was involved in pedophilia or not, but it makes you wonder again why he was deposed and, what the whole cabal was about that overtook the Catholic Church. And whoever the P equals the chair and who is the master, all strongly suggest Satan is in charge of the Catholic Church. Now, if that's the case, we're probably going to be into a whole nother dimension of the Great Awakening in the rejection of the Catholic Church as an institution. And, whether it survives as an institution is another question altogether. Certainly it's not going to survive in the same form.
Well, wouldn't it be correct to say, Doc, that the people are the church, not necessarily the institutions?
In a sense, yes. I mean, somebody's also over here saying that the masters of the Rothschilds, that's a possibility. Somebody's saying that red sun is Lucifer. And that Satan rules the world, which is one of the, I think, tenets of Mormonism.
I'm sorry, Doctor, but PC brought us something earlier because it was mentioned about the 4 cardinal directions and having to do with crown princes. And the Anons had posted that south was fire, Satan, east was Lucifer, air, Belial was north, earth, and Leviathan was west, water.
Well, it's those are all those are also marked in the Vatican in St. Peter's Square, the 4 winds.
So all roads do lead to Rome, is that correct?
Well, yes, they do. The Rothschilds are the servants of the Vatican. Someone's saying, well, maybe the Vatican's the servants of the Rothschilds. Senior Jesuits in the Vatican are Luciferians. They believe in Lucifer. There's a lot of Lucifer worship. Again, the Catholic Church, very likely at the higher levels. People saying I'm in shock. This has just been a difficult issue for me for a long time. I'm in shock today that I'm first recognizing it. It's just, again, I'm like, I kind of, oh no, that we have to go back over all this ground again because nothing has been done about it. You would have thought all the money the Catholic Church lost in the United States on the lawsuits or pedophilia would have woken up the church, but it didn't. Well, it's going to be very interesting how this unfolds because if we've got the pedophilia and the Clintons and Epstein Island, I mean, they're all in the same form of sexual perversion and Satanism that connect together the hierarchy of the Catholic Church with what's going on in Epstein Island.
That in itself is deeply criminal.
No question, deeply criminal.
that goes to the root of what more people, more Christians in the Catholic Church than any other church in the world, and they go right to the heart of it.
And the vast majority of the believers in the Catholic Church are not, part of the Satanism or the pedophilia or anything else, but that's the core of the church. It's just like if it's the core of the Clintons, it's so, fundamentally rotten that it's hard to think of anything good coming of it.
Dr. Corsi, I've begun loading images from this trip.
Right,
Find
I'm
them in
seeing
Discord.
some of them.
Let me explain what you're looking at.
Okay.
Going to the first image, you're looking at the church that appears in the movie The Sound of Music. This is where they got married.
Yeah, well, that church is I believe that's the church. Isn't that a church in Rome at the top of the Spanish Steps?
It is in Austria.
Austria, okay.
The next picture down was a curiosity. At this point in my life, I had not been exposed to all the details of Satanism and how this all works together. But I found it interesting how they had a skull, a human skull, inside of a headpiece, a crown that a
bishop's mitre.
Yeah, thank you. The next one is from a different angle. I was pretty stunned with it. Next one after that is a room. Now, let me explain this room. Within this church, there's a secret door off to the left-hand side as you walk in the front door. My daughter found it, of course, because she's kind of like me, and she looks for all kinds of weird stuff. This door was creeped open, and we snuck downstairs. It goes down approximately 40 feet, and underneath this church, underneath where all the pews are, is this room. And if you look closely in this picture, you see a picture of a black wall with a red sun in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
In front of it is an altar of some kind. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the symbolism is. But I took a picture because this seemed pretty strange. Going to the next picture. You see an empty room. I'm trying to upload a video that I took later in the day because we hid down there for a while. And they put something on for a group of special people who came in, and I've got the video of that. It's very interesting.
Okay.
Going down below that, you see some symbols that are on the wall in this one votive room. It looked like a place where a priest might go in and pray. But when they light the candles, it dances upon the wall. And so you have these demons dancing upon the wall.
Isn't that lovely?
Now, at this point in my walk in life, I didn't know what in the world I was looking at, but this looked like something out of Halloween. And I was just curious if you might have a comment, being a practicing Catholic, as I suppose you might be. What does this stuff mean? What am I looking at here?
There's all this whole esoteric aspect to Catholicism, which is if you read Malachi Martin or others who are exposing the Satanism in the Catholic Church, there's a esoteric interpretation of a lot of the Catholic Church that is Luciferian.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes?
Did anybody else experience a complete loss of sound?
No.
No, sir.
No.
Okay, then I apologize for interrupting because everything went quiet on me for about 20 seconds.
Hey, sorry to interrupt here. This is Twizzit. Just wanted to acknowledge YouTube here. They're flipping out. We are aware there is a new post, and let me just acknowledge that real quick. It came in at 22:02, and it's from Q. We are under attack. It links to a YouTube video, and then it says War, No Deals, Q. All right, we have it there. Go ahead. We can carry on.
Well, let's take a look at this. I mean, this is...
The next thing I've got to show is a witch flying through a room, but we'll come back to that.
Okay, I mean...
Is it Hillary?
I'm trying to pull up the...
Hillary.
Probably is. I'm trying to pick. Can you put it in Discord so we can see the video?
It's there, Doc. It connects to a video that says United States Military Power 2018.
I think it's a recruiting video. It's pretty impressive.
But just scroll up in Discord just a couple posts, sir.
Okay. Oh yes, I see it right there. That's the video, the recruiting video.
Yeah, and 1006 just dropped again, another one too.
Okay, what does this one say?
UK rogue underscore failure, POTUS decline, prepared at all costs with a ton of exclamation marks, count your beats. So I think we got to count those exclamation marks. Q.
Yep.
I bet there's 60.
There is another post, I understand 107 or 1007, but I don't have it for me.
And I'm sorry, on 1006, he quoted himself, the previous post, we are under attack, war, no deals, with the link. And then 1006 right there has the UK rogue failure, all that below that. So he quoted 1005 in 1006 and then added that part.
You might want to back up your computers.
Yeah, let's see what is there a 107?
Yes, Dr. Corsi, according to YouTube chat, there is. I can't call it up yet.
According to Lulu Anon, she put all the exclamation marks in there and it said 188.
Okay. Well, we are under attack, war, no deals. So evidently the attack is continuing on the new board that's being set up, I would think. Activate D private. Because Q is posting on the Q research board right now. Not on the Great Awakening board or the new version of the Great Awakening board.
Hey, Doc, somebody wondered out there if it's possible that's how many indictments are about to be unsealed if we're at war.
Could be.
For YouTube, who's wondering about the photos that are being put up, including the movie I'm going to put out in a minute here, I will put that into a file you can look at shortly, and I'll put it on YouTube as well.
We may have a sound issue too, Doc. Sorry.
Are we losing sound over again on the
YouTube?
Checking right now, sir.
Okay.
What, Dr. Corsi, what do you think of this rogue failure, POTUS decline, prepare at all costs? How do you read that?
Well, I was just trying to, I'm trying to find them all at the moment. That's been part of the problem, is just collecting them all. So far, we're under attack, war, no deals is pretty clear. And then, do we have the rest of them posted in the, okay, then this rogue failure. Somehow or other, whatever was rogue failed. POTUS decline go along with it and is prepared at all costs with this 188 count your beats. It sure sounds like, Trump is ready to go to war. He's ready to go to war with the hard left over the border. I think what we're learning tonight about Mueller is more indication that Mueller's done. I think Manafort may even have a good case for getting his whole prosecution dismissed. Rosenstein looks like he is in trouble with the way he rewrote the mandate after Manafort's home was broken into by the FBI, which again is another one of those thug acts. I don't know why they were determined to act like thugs. They did it with Malik as well. I mean, it's completely disgraceful the way the FBI has acted, or the Special Prosecutor's Office has acted. Uncalled for, not necessary. But there's clearly, Trump is not going along with these negative forces. He's not going to go along with pedophilia any more than he went along with the border being open or the invasion coming in. And, this whole Satanist image with the, which is in 1002 from the Anon, which is the papal, that's the room in Rome where the Pope gives his presentations. I've been in that room many times. I've never looked at it from that perspective, like a Satan, like a snake. It's pretty amazing how it is. The symbolism in, it's like the symbolism in Disney. There's so much satanic symbolism in Disney. There's so much Luciferian worship in Silicon Valley. I mean, I just don't comprehend and never have really comprehended the Satan worship. But it is back in big time among the hard left, including the Vatican, and POTUS is rejecting it.
Actually, Dr. Corsi, if I may, the reason that they do is because it works. It's the only thing, but that does actually accomplish many of the objectives that they have in mind.
Well, I mean, back to the Faustian bargain, which was that sell your soul to the devil, and that Satan rules this sphere, so why not worship Satan? And the fundamental proposition of Satan is that, God doesn't want you to eat of this tree because he doesn't want you to be as smart as he is, and you could easily be smarter than God if you just ate this fruit. If you just, pursued this forbidden knowledge. So Lucifer is all about forbidden knowledge.
Yeah, it all goes back to that original thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's all back to, having sex with children. Back to the things you're not supposed to do. Violating all those taboos will free you. Nietzsche developed it into the Superman, beyond good and evil. And it always is the same seduction, which is that we human beings could put ourselves on the throne of God. Because who's God? He just put himself on the throne there. So, we can do it. We're better than God. We're smarter than God. Lucifer, the light bearer. That's the fundamental story of the fall in the Bible.
Hey, Doc, and yeah, that's the Antichrist later on, trying to take that role. But you two have brought something up about the UK being rogue. Do you think that has to do with the possible attempted Russian, supposedly nerve gassing?
Possible, although I think all these posts that we're getting tonight are about Satanism, the Catholic Church, the Clintons, the elite, the pedophilia, the Luciferians. And this is the core of Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley is CIA money, military money that came into CIA and created the Silicon Valley to begin with, created the Googles and the YouTubes and all the rest of them. And this is the preparation for all of them, including Zuckerberg. All the dirty pictures are archived. All the naked young teen girls are still there. And maybe Zuck and his friends going over and, auto them in their idle hours because they're still all available to be looked at. And so, the pedophilia, the abuse of underage, and, this is again, a perversion, just like the pedophilia in the Catholic Church, whether it's, abuse of boys or abuse of girls, that is fundamentally a sin or wrong or a violation of God's will, because you're destroying a human being. You're violating innocence. A child who's not prepared to know what this is about is forced into, grooming and preparing for the seduction, and then abused by men and women who do not fundamentally care about the child at all.
Hey, Doc, somebody's saying there's new Q1007. Does somebody have that?
We've been looking for it. I have not seen it. But these are all tonight about that. These are all about, ultimately, they're about Facebook. I still see 106, but I don't see 107.
Yeah, that's where I'm stuck too.
So I want to quickly mention regarding 1006 post, the exclamation marks, a number of people on YouTube have gone back and counted them, and there is 187 according to several different people on YouTube, and 187, as we know, is a murder, right?
Yes, 187 is murder. Well, I mean, that's the, the ultimate Luciferian or satanic ritual, is the abuse of these underage and then their death in a satanic ritual. And that's why, what's always been rumored about Epstein Island is the snuff films, which the cell phones would, be an indication of. If those were recorded by cell phones, there'd be a GPS location of them, possibly embedded into the video.
I have some information on post 187. Hold on just a second. I had it 1007. Give me just 2 seconds here. Yeah, it says forest blue plus space plus plus space plus 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 April showers Q.
Can you post that in Discord?
Dr. Corsi, I've posted the video. I've rendered it as an MP4.
For who?
I'll provide the sauces as far as the address and the location of that shortly.
Did he ask you?
Somebody has an open mic.
Thank you very much.
Open mic, guys.
I think that's Doc.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Doc.
What's that? I'm sorry. My wife came in and asked a question.
Sorry, Doc.
Sorry about that, Doc.
We thought we were hot micing and we were trying to figure out.
No, it was me. It was my wife came in and asked a question.
1007 Twizzit just posted it for you, Doc.
Okay.
And there is a 1008, and I'm working on that as well. Give me a minute.
Q said they would be dropping fast.
And Dr. Corsi, the video is posted in Discord chat.
The video of the you took?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just looking for it now.
Let me explain what you're looking at.
Oh, here, the church, beneath the church. Okay, yeah.
I will provide the sauce. I know the exact address and such. I'll post it separately. What you're looking at...
Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
She does that for you, Padre.
Poor Doc is not going to get any sleep tonight at the rate Q's posting.
Right on.
Neither we.
Yeah, no doubt.
Hey, YouTube, thanks for all of you guys being there. We appreciate it, and we're monitoring. Obviously, there's a lot going on, but I keep my eyes on you guys as well as the Chans, as well as trying to get the latest postings from Q.
Yeah, we're bouncing, guys. Bear with us. We are seeing your questions out there. In fact, I've been grabbing a few to stick in Discord so we can try to let Doc see them.
Okay, I'm back. So what's going on? Where are we now?
1007, Doc.
1007. Okay, let's take a look at it in Discord here. I don't see 1007.
It's under Twizit.
Oh, yeah, here we
Scroll
go.
up like 4 posts.
So it says 1007 bunker, forest blue, stars, April showers, Q.
No, it's plus, 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 April showers.
1, 2, 3, April showers. Well, April showers bring May flowers. Bunker, forest, blue. I mean, Q's getting into the weeds on this one tonight. He's got some references here. It's all, I think, have to do with this pedophilia stuff.
Yeah, the Black Forest, Doc.
Yeah, the Black Forest. Remember the Black Forest and 1007 bunker. Probably Epstein Island. I mean, what are all these tunnels under Epstein Island? How are they referenced? Are they, forest and blue and all the rest of it? 1, 2, 3, April showers. Clearly, all these tonight are the, I think, reference the pedophilia and the Satanism.
Well, flowers are children, aren't they? And they get deflowered.
Yeah, sure. Pope's going to be having a terrible May.
Yes, sir.
Well, it sounds to me like one of these pedophilia crises is going to hit the church. And it's going to be at the heart of the people who backed Bergoglio into the papacy.
I think it might have something to do with that Chilean bishop that he pardoned for his pedophilic sins.
Probably.
Well, and the Australian bishop, too. Don't forget him. He's like number 1 or 2, or 2 or 3, wasn't he, underneath him?
Yes. I think all this is all of this is about the this deep corruption.
So, Doc, how do you figure the UK and rogue failure POTUS decline prepared at all costs? How does that fit into this?
Okay, now that's number which one? That's
1006.
Rogue failure. What we've had rogue before.
It was in reference to MI6 or SIS, what MI6 turned into. He said they were supposed to have been decapitated after his talk with Theresa May.
Right. Rogue operators. He's talking about rogue operators. He was saying install rogue operators.
Yeah, he says UK rogue _ failure, and then POTUS decline prepared at all cost.
There was also that kill rogue, remember?
Yes, sir.
It's interesting. What did the president decline? He was obviously offered something, and maybe that the rogue failure was, I don't know, the deep state offering him an opportunity for something, but he declined it.
In the UK, possibly?
Perhaps, but clearly he declined something.
Just out of curiosity, am I the only one who thinks that Russia is being unjustly accused of this nerve thing that killed that agent in UK?
Absolutely not.
No, I agree.
I am with
Yeah,
you
we
100%
agree.
on that.
Yeah, there's a lot
The-
of us that feel that way.
The rogue operators are all rogue intelligence agents that he refers to, which are all the rogue agent, intelligence operatives in the various, rogue contractors. He has bad actors, rogue contractors, rogue agents, programmers, rogue agents, programmers, rogue elements, criminal rogue elements. POTUS knew. Yes, I think, one of my thoughts initially is that you probably have Mueller saying to Trump that, he's not going to go after Trump in a criminal way. They're trying to make a deal for Trump to talk. And so rogue failure, POTUS declines. They may have had some rogue deal where he would agree to something, but he's prepared at all costs, to go to war here and death. Count your beats, 187, Q. He's not going to accept a compromising deal, whether it's from Mueller or anybody else. And Trump is now at the point where he is mobilizing the military and going into a different phase, like we said this afternoon. This is a new phase. And this new phase, Trump's not going to permit himself to be compromised. What he's going to do is he's going to go after this corruption. Remember, the end game has always been the exposure of the Luciferian and pedophilia and sexual abuse of underage, corruption at the heart of this Luciferian madness. And it pervades Silicon Valley, it pervades the Catholic Church, it pervades probably the Democratic Party, the globalists.
Probably most of Congress.
Wouldn't surprise me. Certainly Adam Schiff out in California with the Standard Hotel. And it sounds like Trump is just not going to make a deal with any of these rogue elements. Despite being under attack, it's war. Trump has the military. You see the military video here of the military recruitment. Trump, as I've said from all day long, the game has changed, and Trump is now in the beginning of his military counterattack. The military is out. It's the first use of it, but by no means the last. And Trump will go military to defeat these people and expose this corruption, even if it means bringing down the Catholic Church. And the Satanism at the heart of the Catholic Church, that symbolism in the whole, where the Pope speaks with the two snake eyes, is very, very startling. And symbolism is their downfall. Money, power, influence, the bite that has no cure, NSA. See, military intelligence works with NSA, so, as military intelligence, Q has access to all of this information. All the backstories, all the things that the Clintons thought weren't heard, all the GPS data that comes out of Epstein's Island. All that is now in Q's back pocket. And Trump, knowing that, is not going to make a compromise with rogues, which would be failure. He'll go at all costs to defeat these people. Yes, go ahead.
I'm sorry about that. The 188 or 187, and we know what 187 is, but we counted it with the computer at 188. And I was thinking about that a little bit further. Isn't there roughly a beats per minute in the heart where you actually would reach like cardiac arrest, if you will? Isn't it around that range?
Let's see. Cardiac arrest is not possibly. But 187, let's see. We look it up.
I was just going with the count your beats,
I know.
and I was trying to think heart, maybe.
Is prepared at all cost. Is there a like 188 battalion or anything like that?
No, I think it basically means it means that even if death or murder is going to be the, even if they were contemplating murdering Trump, he's going to go ahead. He's not concerned about that.
Sorry, Doc, again. On 1007, somebody brought up the point of reading it backwards, and they've got April showers, and then the pluses would be 3, 2, 1, Blue Forest Bunker.
Well, I mean, we've had the discussion about the Black Forest and its attachment to pedophilia in Bavaria, and all these kind of have the same feel to them.
Children.
Yeah, hunting children.
Doctor, could it have anything to do with Camp David?
Possibly, but I don't think so. It's deeper than Camp David. This is the kind of evil that would be at Pedophilia Island. This is where actual, human sacrifice would be being done.
Hey, Doc, there is a blue forest in Halle, Halle, Belgium.
Yeah, again, it's going to be the same as the Black Forest. You're going to find the same things out about it. Hunting children, pedophilia, references to Satanism. That's what these are all about tonight. And I think it is basically, this is the next level that we're going to get into. But what it means, these coming tonight, just go back to it for a second. We had the ones we've had earlier from last night set the stage for today, which is namely the military being brought out. Now these are setting the stage for the entire deeper level of all this, which I think is going to get triggered out of the Vatican. We're being told that the exposure of this Epstein Island and all this pedophilia is going to be centered out of the Vatican is going to be the trigger point for the pedophilia and all the rest of it becoming more mainstream. And some of these sealed indictments, I'm becoming increasingly concerned, may have to do with some of the pedophilia. I thought the two major issues were MS-13 and human trafficking. And Trump is definitely going, remember this human trafficking, it's a month dedicated to going after human trafficking. Okay, I think I'm going to call it quits for tonight. I'm pretty exhausted. Tomorrow's a new day. We may get some more, but I think the stage is being set for this whole issue of out of the Vatican, the pedophilia is going to get exposed. It's going to lead to Epstein Island, and it's going to be the exposure. It ultimately will lead right back into Silicon Valley. I wouldn't be surprised if tonight Q posts one or two more that ties all this back into Silicon Valley. Something more about Twitter, Zuckerberg, and the rest.
Well, Doc, thank you very much. And I just wanted to let you know you've been a huge part of the fact that we just hit 30,000 subscribers.
Well, God bless everybody here. And where we go one, we go all. Good night.
Thank you, Doc.
Yes,
God bless.
Good night, Doc.